Hello everyone. Welcome to Microsoft Windows Server 2016 Industry Lab MCSA Fast Track course. Now that you have enrolled to this course, we need to talk about it. We need to talk first about the virtual engine which is being used in this course. We need to talk about the structure of the course itself. What kind of labs do we have in there? And by an end, we need to talk about what is next, because in IT industry, you need to keep learning for your entire life. Every time you will have something new. And the product itself, which you already learned, if you just leave it for maybe a matter of 2 or 3 years and come back, you'll find you might have a new product and you need to learn everything from zero. So I will start now by talking about the story of this course, just to inform you how this course is being designed and implemented. This course has been initially designed for my students in IT Futures Institute. At that time, we had two main problems. The first one, my students have no time to practice because I used to explain everything relating to MCSA according to the time which I have. And sometimes I'll try to answer questions, give them examples from real life, show them how to do labs. But because of that, they never have enough time to practice their own lab. And that was the main problem. And because of that, it is very easy to forget everything once you finish your study. So I had decided to implement this course just to help them to remember how to practice lab after they finish their study. The second problem, it is about the initial lab, because if you had attended any course in a Microsoft Center, you'll find the lab is already prepared. You have a domain controller, you have computer joined to the domain, you have even users, groups, and even some group policies attached in there. But if you are a new learner, how do you make everything from zero? You want to install the Windows by yourself. You want to perform initial configuration tasks. Then you need to promote the server and make it a domain controller. You need to understand the difference between forest functional level, domain functional level, what is the global catalog, why do I need to use it, in which scenarios I need to have read-only domain controller, what are FISMO roles, how I'm going to use them, how can I move them from one domain controller to another, why do I have only a single copy of them, what is the difference between forest FISMO role and domain FISMO role. All of these are not explained in MCSA course. And I am talking about MCSA 2016 and also in MCSA 2019 later, again, we are going to have the same story. So that's why it was very important to explain all these initial elements to students, especially for new learners, and give them confidence by the creation of their first domain controller. Again, our lab does not support such thing, the official lab, so that's why we need to create our own lab. So again, this course was intended to solve this problem too. And then when the course was ready and it is online, I made it available online for all students, not only my own student in the institute. So let us now talk about the main aim of the course itself. Now, the aim is to be able to achieve all the practice labs for 7740, 7741, and 7742. These are the main three courses of MCSA 2016. Here the description: 740 is for storage, 741 is networking, and 742 is identity. And the main aim for 742 is Active Directory. So we start first by the creation of initial network, and we pick Hyper-V. We picked it for two main reasons. The first one, if you attend a Microsoft Center for training, then you will see the main virtual engine is Hyper-V. So we want you to become familiar with Hyper-V. Of course, we have some limitation at that time with Hyper-V, like you won't be able to install it on Linux or you install it on a Mac. So that's why we had started with the activation of Hyper-V on Windows 8 or 10 machine. Of course, you can also activate it if you have any Windows Server. Windows Server 2008, 8R2, 12, 16 or 19, it's already comes with Hyper-V. And for the students who they prefer to go with VMware, we just show them how to download the VMware application how to install it, and how to create a virtual machine. We start by download ISO image, create VMs with minimum settings. Then we create a virtual switch in both Hyper-V and also the VMware. Install different VMs, 2008, R2, 2012, and 2016, just to get familiar with it. Then we covered how you prepare your virtual machine for cloning, and then we perform a clone. Then we start with initial configuration task and create a snapshot or checkpoints for virtual machines. Once our main settings being set in there, then we start with the Active Directory. With the Active Directory, we had learned a lot about the FISMO roles, force function level, domain functional level, global catalog, how to create a domain controller, how to join machines to the domain, and these basic techniques which are currently not available in MCSA courses. Because MCSA courses in 2016 and even in the next one, 2019, will start immediately with a created network. You are not going to deploy the first domain controller in a forest, or you are not going to calculate where do you need to set the global catalog on which domain controller, or how you are going to maintain and manage FISMO roles. All of these are not in there. So that's why we start with these sections or modules just to cover all basics. Then after that, we upgrade our network and we set the MCSA 2016 network. And from here, we start with the official course. So all what we have it before is just a preparation phase. Then once we had our main domain controller, here as you see, we start even to create a private switches, domain controller one, some machines even add a Windows box as a router. We then covered the core server, read-only domain controller, and some other advanced techniques, including how to rearm or how to extend the evaluation period of your operating system. Then now we have 7.7.40. So here we have new features and we have a question and answer about Nano Server in the 7.7.40. Then we covered in details everything relating to Active Directory, local storage, failover clustering, NIC teaming, core server. We still have more sections here to go with. Nano Server, how to deal with it. Nano Server with the current version of MCSA 2016 is being deleted. It's not in there. So this is a good chance also to learn about it. Also, these advanced labs like WSAS to update the network through an update server, WDS to deploy an operating system through the network. And as you see, each one of these topics or section is a lab by itself. The theory is already included through the practice of the lab. We are not wasting time with just slides or boring presentation. Here, our main focus is to give you enough experience and the skills to perform the lab by yourself. Keep in your mind, it is very important to revert the machine back before you start a new lab. And also in here we have some advanced topics with 7.42. And by this, the fast track is done. When you achieve the fast track, you are now fully aware how to use the practical side of the course. And you will be able to set your own network without any problem. Now, in this course, there are a few things that we need to talk about it. The first half of the course, the audio is not perfect. The second half is better. And even now, if you compare the level of audio which we have it in this video, which I recorded by the end of 2019, if you compare it with any previous audios we have it in the initial videos, you will see the audio wasn't good, and I had explained why. Because this course was initially intended first for my students, and then I decided just to provide it online. Now for the students who they want to study everything in details, they want to improve their skills in all direction, they want to follow all the journey from help desk level to system engineer level, then in that case I recommend to attend our courses for Windows Server 2019, PowerShell, and then after that we have even a list of advanced courses to go with. But this part I'm going to cover it in another video. So if you are interested, please just follow with me. Here we just talk a bit quickly about what we had in Server 2016. In the next video we need to answer a few questions like, do really I need to study Windows Server 2019 if I just finished this course, which is 2016? We need to answer this question. We need to answer what kind of paths do I have in my journey, what I'm supposed to learn, why do I need to learn it, is it really very necessary to learn this topic or that, this course, do I need to enroll to it or not. You will see exactly what do we have. We have something relating to future, and our main goal, what kind of courses do we need to deliver, is to be explained in the next video. So I hope you can join me with our journey in the next video. Thanks for watching.